those front, those front delt raises that most people do when they're doing these curls, and they're like, yeah, that's what we're trying to eliminate here. So have you been considering getting a bicep blaster or arm blaster or a curl blaster? You should know what I'm talking about. If you want to know if it's something that might fit in your budget, let alone something that you might want to add to your fitness arsenal, I'm going to give you my review, my personal opinions, and tell you how much I pay for the one I have, and then we can decide. Let's go. What's going on? It's your dude, That Guy Health. Today we are back with another review. If you're new to the channel, guess what? You probably need to go, no, not probably, you should go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to provide all types of content, from ingredients to reviews on fitness equipment to exercises to even full-blown workouts that you can have here on my channel. So when these videos come across, you definitely want to be a part of that. Also, I have my own website. I have my own fitness app. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I can go ahead and get you protocol, meal plans, training plans, workout videos, all types of other data metrics for you to keep up and make progress. I've had a lot of success with clients, whether it's losing weight or building muscle. You can go to www.thatguyhealth.com and we can get started today. But let's go right into this review, all right? So today we are talking about bicep blasters, all right? And a lot of people see them, especially on some FitStars Instagram pages or social media pages, and you wonder, like, what is that contraption? What does it do? And if you know what it does, you're probably wondering, is it something I really want to buy? And is it something that's really going to help me? Well, let's answer that question right off the bat. I'm going to say without a doubt that there are other things that you can do in order to probably get just as good or equally benefits to a bicep blaster. But at the end of the day, as we go through this review, you're gonna find if it's something that you want, it's something that you want. If it's something that you think is better than the alternative options, then it's something that you're gonna wanna buy. If through this review you find out, like, you know what, that is something that I could probably do without, I don't even know how often to use it, because there are a lot of times that we buy equipment and then it sits in a corner somewhere because we revert back to the primary way of doing routines and exercises without all the gimmicks, all right? Just like my video I made on making the angle 90 scripts, there are plenty of other ideas and things that you could do to basically get the same type of workout by using something that's basically just not fixed. That's all angle 90s grips are. They're something that give you the notion of not having a fixed position so that your joint or your range of motion is not obstructed by a fixed straight bar. So there are plenty ways around that, and you can check that video out. I'll link up the card above and you can check that video out. I show you how to make your own, and if you don't want to make them, probably how you can get around using them. But let's get into this bicep blaster, all right? So here is the bicep blaster I bought. It is by the company Rdx, okay? And Rdx, I purchased it off Amazon. There's some of the tags that come with a QRC code that you can scratch off and get for your certificate of authenticity. And then it comes with, your return information. It comes with, it's saying that it passed QC. It comes with another card that has the helpline in it, and the website, and then the email that you can reach out for customer support. So this is pretty much the paperwork that comes with it. I do honestly like it. It's a different format than what I'm accustomed to for like big pages of paper that you usually get. So I kind of like this. It's small, it's compact. You can put it in your drawer, put it somewhere else, and not have like an issue with just cluttered up paper, because I do have an issue with that around in some of these areas of this office and other places. But anyway, I digress. So I do like that. That was cool. Now, when we get into these bicep blasters, you need to be extremely careful about the ones that you actually purchase, okay? Because I didn't purchase one, but I've used one before from at least a couple of other people that had them, and I've noticed some differences between the three and including mine, all right? So I was very precautious when I experienced those two encounters on what I was looking for. So key thing here is the neck strap. Or I saw that a lot of reviews had neck straps that either had broken or that were very uncomfortable because they didn't have a pad here. So the neck strap can get very aggravating, especially when you got to know that this is around your neck like so, all right? So without this pad back here, you've got a strap that's just biting or chafing into your neck, and it's not gonna be comfortable. So that is something that you should definitely consider, something that looks like it has a very durable strap on it and then has a neck pad on it to keep that strap from biting in or rubbing into your neck, okay? Another thing that we want to look for are the tabs or bolts or rivets that secure the strap. How big are they? Are they penny size, dime size? Are they just typical rivet size, which might be something like an 8/4 or something like that's not enough. You want something that's at least, I'd say this is probably about a dime. You want something that's at least about a dime, something that you know has probably got this strap secured nice to this plate. So when we get outside of the strap, now I will say this on here, I wish that they had a better retaining system for the leftover strap after you make your adjustments on this side. And if it wasn't on this side, I wish they had something on this side. So there are two options that I have tried. One of them was I balled up this side of the strap, put a rubber band on it. After some time, the rubber band popped and then the strap just let loose. So what I did is I took it back through here. Once I finished adjusting it, I took it back through the neck pad and ran it on the opposite side of the buckle. And then it just took up the slack, and then I just have this left behind, and I probably could go and find something to clip it here, but I just haven't. At least having this very minimal amount around was less aggravating. So I wish that RDX would possibly put something here so that you could clip in and just keep this retained so it wasn't flapping around everywhere. Not that it's a big deal, but it can get aggravating. So let's get outside this strap, excuse me. So we talk about this metal plate. This metal plate here is pretty solid. It is going to bend. It needs to bend because at the end of the day, there needs to be some type of flex a little bit as far as when this is laying across your chest and then your biceps, your triceps sit braced in here. So you want a little give. You don't want much because you don't want the plate folding completely back, but you need a little bit basically to kind of compensate and shock absorb around the rib cage because it's going to sit about your lower part of your rib cage. So that little bend helps to not just bite into your rib cage, and as well as the thick enough plate here gives you a comfortable amount of padding in itself. Now, if you look, this RDX or this bicep blaster, it's contoured. If you notice, it comes over and then it kind of bows out, and that's to give your arm and your tricep area when you brace kind of to put it in a natural position because your arms kind of want to flare out this way. So with it kind of contouring, it helps kind of keep the arm from sliding off as you're doing the curls. Now we are going to leave this desk and go over to the gym portion, and I'm going to do a few reps so you can see what that looks like. I'm not going to put anything obscenely heavy on there because it's just to show you how it functions. So outside this plate and the contouring, the padding is also important. This padding here is very durable. It's not like a foam. It's more like a rubber, and it's a soft type rubber. And I like it because I haven't had an issue as far as it chafing or causing any type of rash on my skin because it's that abrasive. So I think whatever material they used here, it works. They have never came off, so I haven't had an issue with that. And therefore, I do like it. So this arm blaster or bicep blaster, whatever you want to call it, comes in at a price point around $44.50, I believe is what I paid for it. Now, there are some out there you're going to see for like 19 bucks. So at this point, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get what you pay for. You pay 19 bucks for a bicep blaster, most likely you're going to get 19 bucks of blasting. And that blasting is probably not going to be long. And if it is, it's probably not going to be comfortable. It's probably not going to give you what you want as far as the strap security, maybe the neck pad. And it just might be a waste of your $19 when you could probably put another $19 with it and get a better quality product. I was fortunate enough that I did as much research as I could through the internet. And, nothing's like, it'd be better if you could walk in a store or into a sporting goods department and actually try it out, feel it, and get your hands on it. But since you're shopping on the internet, you're looking for every little detail you can to try to make the best decision, hoping that the product you pick comes in and its quality. And that would include looking at reviews. Now, my rule of thumb when I look at reviews is this. Don't look at the best reviews. I mean, because at the end of the day, 5-star reviews are not going to really help you aside from seeing that, oh, there are a lot of good reviews. I don't care if there's 1 or 2 bad reviews. That's what I'm going to read. I'm going to read the 1, the 0, the 2 stars because I want to know if there has been a problem. What kind of problem have people been having? So if those reviews are something like, oh, I called them because I wanted a refund because I just wanted to return and I needed my money back, I'm not going to take that into account. Now, if they had an issue and it broke and the customer reached out to them and they never got back to them, that's something to take into account because customer support is important. If I had multiple reviews about, oh, the strap broke on me within 3 months or within 4 months of using it, that's something I'm going to take into account. I didn't see any of those reviews when it came to this at the time when I purchased it. I've had this for about a year or something. And there's a reason why I didn't go right off and do a review as soon as I got it, because I believe that when I get a piece of equipment, I need to use it for some amount of time before I give you my opinion on it. Using a piece of equipment for a week, maybe even a month, is really not enough time to try to develop a good solid opinion, and better yet, test the integrity of the product itself. So I waited about a year and some change before I decided, you know what, today I'm comfortable to give a review on this, and decide that I would actually sign off on buying another one of these, or buying one for a friend, or buying one for another gym, for people to use and feel pretty confident that the products are going to hold up within the environment. All right. So guess what? That's enough talk. Let's get ready. Let's turn this camera over to the gym section. We'll finish up there. Let's go through a few bicep curls and show you maybe some of the things that you're going to deal with when you get one of these, so that you can understand the functionality of it. All right. Let's get ready. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So first, let's get into how you actually put it on. Simple, all right, but just some minor notes to give you a little bit of notes on it. Put it on like this. I might hit the mic a few times, so forgive me. And you go ahead, adjust this strap pretty much to where you don't want the elbow sitting on here. You want to be right just there, upper mid part of the tricep, okay? Because you don't want this impeding with your joint motion right here and then causing some type of issue. So you need this to be clear of the blaster. It needs to be right there behind mid upper tricep. And you'll probably find, depending on your torso, that this top portion lies just below the pectoral, and that's about where you want it, okay? You don't want it way up here, all right? You want about, I like it, I'll say that. I like it about right there and in that position. Okay, now, so going from here to pick up the weight can be tricky, and you need to be mindful of your pressure on the bicep blaster to keep it centered as much as possible, because it is a pain in the ass to go down and then come up and the bicep blaster is twisted off. But before we even get there, let's talk about this. When you get in there, you need to be very familiar and have it adjusted properly, okay? When you get the weight on, before you even get it on, you can slightly feel that there is a pull right there at the back of your neck because of the strap. There's some weight now on here, and it's going to pull down on your neck. This is the importance, one of the importance of having the neck pad, okay? I could imagine not having this neck pad, how that strap would feel across the back of my neck. And I'm a person that hates the back of my neck touched, all right? And I hate my hair going reverse grain. But anyway, so now that I have that adjusted and I can feel that, when you get ready to do your curl, you don't need, you're probably gonna have a tendency to want to bend over to relieve that pressure. And that's what you don't want to do, because now your form is going somewhere else. Although we do bicep curls like this, but if that's not what you're intending to do, you don't want to do it. Another thing is, when you get ready, especially if the weight's loaded up, because of this pressure point, sometimes it can cause you to ignore the fact that you need to have your core tight. Anytime I'm doing a standing exercise, whether standing overhead press, standing curls, I like to have my core tight, because that's where support is, along with the fact of you having a weight belt on or a waistband on. That support comes from your core being tight. Sometimes, and I noticed that I even myself did it when I started doing bicep curls, especially with 45-pound plates on the side. These are not 45s. I noticed that for a moment, because I was so focused on the pressure here, and I felt the pressure to get that weight up, that I often forgot to keep my core tight. And that right there can lead to a situation where you put obscene amount of pressure on that abdominal, and you might cause yourself some injury. So remember to keep your core tight, try to stay taut, try to keep the pressure and the weight in the biceps, and not trying to use this bicep blaster as leverage to get it up. Because part of the situation with the bicep blaster, I feel, is just like if you were doing bicep curls on the wall. You're trying to remove as much cheat as possible. So therefore, you don't want to take the device and try to find a way to cheat with it, all right? You want to try to keep your standard form. This is here to kind of take that cheat out, because it's not going to allow you to swing those elbows back and do those front delt raises that most people do when they're doing these curls, and they're like, yeah, that's what we're trying to eliminate here. So let's not use the device as a cheat when we're trying to use it to remove as much cheat, to put as much pressure in the bicep. So now when going down to pick up the weight, I tend to go ahead and do a one knee kneel and try to stay centered, instead of trying to get down there and then kind of work my way up. So I'll feel here, make sure I feel the pressure about as even as I can, Put a little pressure on the bicep blaster by pushing your arms back and feeling a little pressure. Then what you do, one knee kneel right into it, get my hand placement, and then I come up. All right. Now, if the weight is real heavy, you don't want to do that. This is a lighter weight. I can manipulate it like that. But let's keep it in mind. If we did something a little heavy, I will do a 2-knee kneel. So I'll get down 2 knees, grab the bicep, the cheetah bar right here, and I'll step up, step in, and then bring it up with less pickup. So now when you get here, you're going to feel you kind of want to hunch over. Don't do that. Try to keep you upright, put your weight in your heels, and then go ahead and execute a curl just like that. Just like that. So let's do another one. Let's turn this way. So you can see, nice. Try to keep straight top. Do another curl, just like that. Nice and controlled, less swinging, more concentration in the bicep on both the eccentric and concentric. Let it down, and that's pretty much how this is going to operate. Now, you will feel some pressure on your outside pectoral due to the straps. You're going to feel that pressure on your neck. You should be able to get over that. If it's something that you don't think you're going to get over, don't buy one of these, because it's something that's going to be there all the time. Another thing is, this is another reason why you don't want to buy a cheap one, because as you load this bar up, and I wouldn't recommend going over 45-pound plates, that's more pressure that's going to be on this. It's inevitable. So if you have a cheap one and it breaks on you during the routine, that's going to cause you damage and probably cause you a medical bill that's going to far outweigh the price of this arm blaster. So with that being said, you decide from here on out if you think you should get one or you shouldn't based off what I gave you. I think that's pretty much good enough information for you to decide and see if it's something you want to do. If you've been looking at a cheaper one, hopefully it made you decide not to buy the cheaper one. Other than that, Rdx is a brand I'd recommend. This video is not sponsored by them in any way. It's just my way of trying to help you make a better buying decision for your gym or your home fitness center. All right. So with that being said, you know what I always say about this time: be safe, let's build together, and peace.